All right, let's dive right into this explainer of Anton Grantham's absolutely brilliant playbook for escaping the endless, exhausting grind of one-time content creation. If you've ever felt like your online income is tied to a treadmill that just speeds up the exact moment you stop running, well, you're in exactly the right place today. We are going to unpack the actual mechanics of building compounding digital income. So here is our quick roadmap for today. We're going to cover the affiliate sales treadmill, the vending machine secret, your 3 pillars of income, the launch and recovery system, and finally, the shift from hustler to publisher. Okay, let's kick things off with part 1, the affiliate sales treadmill, and exactly why chasing one-time sales will bleed you dry. To really understand this treadmill, we have to look at the story of Sarah. She's a blogger who furiously wrote 200 posts, but ended up totally exhausted and, crazily enough, earning less than she did at post 30. I mean, this is exactly why content creators burn out, right? It fundamentally comes down to what we call the digital trust gap. Think about the physical world for a second. When you buy a soda from a gas station, the trust is already built right into the brand. The transaction is completely frictionless. But in the digital world, it's the exact opposite. Every single online buyer starts with deep skepticism. Sellers are anonymous, they're heavily scrutinized, and the friction is just incredibly high. Every one-time sale requires a fresh transaction, a brand new reader, and a new moment of trust. You are essentially asking strangers to believe you about a product they can't even touch, which basically traps you in a race that has no finish line.
That brings us right to part 2, the vending machine secret, or placement plus trust.
So how did Grantham solve this massive digital trust gap? He looked at his super powerful physical world analogy, a Pepsi machine in Charlotte, North Carolina. He was earning recurring revenue from a machine he didn't even own and didn't even service. Why? Because he solved 2 critical things, placement and trust. He provided the location, in this case a break room full of thirsty people, and the brand provided the trust. This vending machine difference is all about placing a trusted brand's product exactly where hungry buyers already gather. When you apply this to the digital world, your content is the location. And the software or the subscription you're recommending, that's the trusted brand.
Let's look at the actual math here, because this shows exactly why one-time sales are a trap. Say you earn a one-time 30% commission on a $200 digital course. Great, you make $60, but that's it. Next month, you are right back at zero. To earn another $60, you have to go out and find a brand new buyer. Your income is entirely capped by your own manual effort and the hours you have in your day.
But look at the math when we change the model. Imagine you recommend a piece of software instead. You earn what seems like a smaller, $15 monthly recurring commission. Now, in month 1, $15 doesn't look like much, I know. But that single $15 commission compounds over 12 months to $180 for the exact same initial effort. After a year, just 10 customers are paying you $1,800. Your effort doesn't just reset to zero at the end of the month anymore. It accumulates.
Moving on to part 3, the 3 pillars of income, and how to actually structure this recurring engine.
To build a truly diversified portfolio, without getting completely overwhelmed by a million shiny new affiliate programs, you need to focus on 3 specific pillars. Pillar 1 is SaaS, software as a service. Think of things like email marketing platforms or design tools that people are already paying for every single month. Pillar 2 taps into Amazon Associates, but specifically for their subscription products. We're talking monthly snack boxes, digital services, things like that. And Pillar 3 is micro-niche stacking. This means picking a hyper-specific audience and layering 3 complementary tools they desperately need to succeed. The absolute most crucial point here is what we call the stacking principle. As Anton Grantham himself says, isolated pillars produce isolated results. The magic is in how they layer. Think about it. If you rely on just one software program, you are incredibly vulnerable if they suddenly decide to change their commission structure. But by layering SaaS, Amazon subscriptions, and a micro-niche focus, these pillars actually feed traffic to each other. Your audience discovers your software review, they trust your expertise, and then they naturally buy into your Amazon subscription recommendations. It's an ecosystem. All right, part 4, the launch and recovery system. Let's get into the tactical execution and troubleshooting.
Launching this system requires 4 very deliberate steps. First, you've got to find your gravy train. Seriously, stop searching for exotic products and just look at the tools you actually pay for and use yourself right now. Second, build content that converts, something like a really highly detailed, totally honest comparison post. Third, set up your micro-niche stack to target a hyper-specific audience. For example, Instead of just budgeting, target budgeting for single parents. And fourth, build out an autopilot promotion engine. So, what does that autopilot engine actually look like in practice? Well, once it's established, maintaining this recurring machine only requires about 3 hours a week. That's it. Just 1 hour for a really value-packed newsletter, 1 hour repurposing your old content, 30 minutes on social engagement, and 30 minutes checking your analytics. This lightweight, sustainable system completely prevents audience fatigue because you aren't out there desperately pitching to them every single day. But hey, what happens when things go wrong? Because they will. Grantham calls this the quiet panic. It's that horrible moment you check your dashboard and your recurring revenue has just fallen off a cliff. Instead of freezing up or just abandoning your site when the income stalls, Grantham teaches a systematic 30-day reboot to diagnose what actually broke. And he breaks this down into what he calls the 4 doors. By organizing that sheer panic into these 4 manageable boxes, you can actually execute a calm, targeted recovery. Door 1, program changes. The company altered their payouts. Door 2, traffic shifts. A Google update totally tanked your rankings. Door 3, trust fracture. For whatever reason, your audience lost faith in a recommendation. Or door 4, content expiration, meaning your screenshots and pricing data from 2 years ago are completely stale. You just identify which door you are facing, and you spend a focused 4-week sprint fixing that specific issue. And finally, part 5, from hustler to publisher, the ultimate identity shift. This is where the mindset comes in. The hustler is deeply transactional. They burn out chasing clicks on a treadmill. They completely panic when income dips, and they're always just trying to extract value. But the publisher builds a lasting resource center. They are audience first, they curate real solutions, and they update their content regularly. They understand that commissions aren't the goal, they are just the natural byproduct of being genuinely helpful over a long period of time. Operating as a publisher is what allows you to scale predictably. Once you cross that milestone of $1,000 a month, you don't just pocket the cash and go buy a TV. No. By month 6, you reinvest 40% of it into better tools or education. And by month 12, you hand off those repetitive updates to a virtual assistant, using 30% of your profits. You literally buy back your time so you can focus on high-level strategy, ultimately building what Grantham calls legacy income. Now, legacy income is revenue that arrives in your bank account without any direct link to yesterday's effort. Since trust is built in small, consistent steps over time, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Pick one tool you absolutely love and use right now. Seriously, don't overcomplicate it. Step off the one-time sales treadmill today. What digital vending machine will you launch this week to start building your own legacy income?